Hey guys, my name is Blake. This is Hound Hogs Barbecue, and today I'm going to show you how to install a door latch for the firebox door and a hood thermometer on the HB250. Alright, so here's what you'll need for this project. As far as hardware goes, you'll need to get some number 10 24 thread 1-inch bolts. I had to get 2 packs because there's only 3 in each and you need 4 bolts. You need to get some number 10 split washers and some number 10 24 stainless nuts. Now make sure all these are stainless because that's going to hold up to the heat better. Get you a combination square, screwdriver with a Phillips head, and a ratchet with, let's see, what was this? 3/8 with a 3-inch deep socket on it, tape measure, painter's tape, drill, and drill bits, and that should be enough to get you going. Alright, so to start with, I went ahead and taped off the section where I'm going to be working just to try to protect the grill a little bit, also give me something I can make marks on that I don't have to worry about staying on the grill. You're going to want to get this thing very specifically, it's got to be a very specific spot because there's a lip right here that you want to be beneath, but you don't have enough room to just kind of just willy-nilly go down because there's another lip here. So what you need to do is get this combination square and set it exactly to 5/8 of an inch, and that is where you're going to want the top of your bracket to sit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this thing marked, and then we'll place the bracket and we'll make marks where the screws are going to go. Now that we've got our vertical alignment set up, we're going to go ahead and adjust the combination square to 4 3/4 inches, and that's going to be the right side of the latch. Alright, so as you can see, we've got some lines drawn here. This is our anchor corner right there, and so we're going to take this thing, and that's how it's going to be positioned right there. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just hold this with my hand, make marks where we're going to put the bolts through on the latch so we know where to drill. So as you can see, I've got little dots inside of there. That's where we're going to drill, and try to get it as centered as possible because you don't want them like this one's a little bit off center, and I'll adjust for that when I kind of go to drill, but you want them as centered as possible so your bolts slide through easily. Alright, so we're going to start with just a really small 3/32 inch drill bit because we want to start small, and then we'll go to a bigger drill bit next. Just it makes it a little bit easier with metal that way. And so all we're going to do is just drill straight through. It shouldn't be hard as long as you got a metal cutting bit. So there's what it looks like after our first couple holes. Now we're going to go back with our 3/16 inch drill bit. Got the holes drilled, so we're going to go ahead and pull the tape off. I'll show you the holes and then we'll get this thing put on. Alright, so there are our holes. One thing I forgot to mention is make sure your grill's clean. You don't want some nasty junk just stuck up under there, up against that stainless steel. Just for good measure, just go ahead and clean it. I just degreased this thing like 2 days ago, so let's get this thing assembled. Note to self, don't over tighten your screws. You might break them. Good thing I got an extra one. Alright, so here it is. Now what I did is I actually intentionally loosened the old flange on the inside that I'm kind of doing this because of, because I don't want to have to bother with it anymore. And so all you got to do now is just, you can see how easy it is one-handed. It's not going anywhere. Shaking my whole table. I got one more thing I want to do. Actually, I'm going to install this hood thermometer just because I want something to kind of give me a ballpark of where I'm at when the grill's closed. Alright, so as you can see, I went ahead and taped off the top, just like I said, to protect it, give me something to draw on. And I found the dead center because that's where I'm going to put mine. It's because over here is indirect, over here is where I'm searing. This is really the in-between. And if you take a look at the thermometer, let's just take the thermometer and kind of set it on the side here. You can see it's kind of deep. This is like the shortest thermometer I could find. And so I want it all the way up at the top, and I want it out of the way of searing steaks. And so I'm going to put it dead center, because if you open the lid, dead center is right between here and that center circle in the back. I'm searing right here, I'm indirecting right here. I've already seen my rack is out of the way from it, and so that's going to be the perfect spot for me to have that thermometer. So the way I'm going to get this centered is I'm actually going to, off camera, because I'm doing self-filming today, I'm going to actually trace the circle around where I want this to be, and then we'll find the dead center of that circle, and that's where I'm going to drill my hole. Alright, I got 2 more notes to self. One, if you're dumb like me and you get Sharpie on the side of your thermometer while you're tracing it, just go ahead and take an alcohol swab or something and get it off. It comes right off. 2, make sure you're doing this to your grill and not your wife's, because she didn't give you permission to put another hole in her grill. Alright, so here it is on my grill. And so you can see I found the center point. It's right in there. I've got my circle. That's exactly where I want it. I can kind of eyeball and tell that it's centered. And so we're going to go ahead and start drilling with a 3/32, then a 3/16, then we'll do the 1/4 that the thermometer needs. Alright, so here it is, all the way at the top. You can see it's not touching. You can kind of see where it's going to fall. It's going to fall just to the left of where this rack is. And you can see it's not touching. All it is on the inside of this thing is a wing nut, so nothing special about that. But yeah, I think this is going to be good. It's definitely out of the way of my steak and stuff over here, so we'll see. You know, worst case scenario, it touches something, but it'll be alright. I think it looks pretty good like this. Alright guys, so that's it for today. That's the mods for the HB250. I'm really not sure that I've seen anybody else doing any mods on these grills yet, because they are such nice grills. There's a couple things I wanted to tweak, and I think it's really cool to have a grill that looks different than everybody else's. You can kind of see it right there. It's going to definitely draw some attention at competitions, but I'll let you know how it goes. But leave a comment, subscribe, let us know what we should do to this thing next. What should we be looking to change or modify about this thing? But other than that, guys, go out and cook something new.